Well, Psych fans, the day has arrived. Psych 2 Lassie Come Home has now been released. If you're watching this review, hopefully you've seen the movie. If not, please go watch my spoiler-free review, the movie, and now this discussion. This will be my oversight of the entire movie with things I liked, didn't like, and a lot more details emphasizing everything. Before getting into the review, please smash the like button and consider subscribing. We are so close to hitting 20,000 subscribers, and together we can make that happen.
And you know that's right.
So, let's start off with the pros first. Obviously, seeing James Roday and Dule Hill together is absolutely amazing. Psych has always shown these guys as adults acting as children. It's something we have all loved, but I always wanted to know where it went from there. The movie really showed growing pains, particularly for Shawn, who has always been the epitome of a man-child. The scene between Henry and him, a really deep scene between the two, hit me so hard. We have spent years watching Henry bicker at Shawn, really eating him up.
Forget it. Grow up.
He was too good.
Too good. What did I raise you to do?
It was literally the perfect crime.
The perfect crime.
Well, pike is a freshwater fish. In case you morons haven't noticed, that's the ocean out there.
Shawn, I could do this a simple way. I could grab it from you, clean up any evidence of a struggle before you and your little friend here knew it hit you.
It felt like that scene was 14 years of buildup, and it really paid off. It will be quite interesting to see where Psych goes from here with a child coming into the mix. I had hopes both couples would be pregnant, creating a potential children-like sequel in the future. Just imagine Shawn and Gus running around trying to keep an eye on their kids while continuing their wacky antics. Still, it was nice to see Gus almost fall into something he was always destined to be, a dad. Words won't be enough to describe how happy I was to see Timothy Omundson returning. Unfortunately, the actor suffered a stroke and spent a lot of time rehabbing. His absence was greatly felt in the first film, so it was not a surprise that he was the focal point of this one. It's absolutely tough seeing someone so vibrant in that position, but the writing team did such a great job of using it to build up a normally diamond tough character. The end, seeing him finally walk, was really powerful and quite touching. This is kind of a weird compliment, but I was happy with the fact the film didn't go over the top on cameos. Sarah Chalk was there, a few other notable actors, but this was incredibly over the top like the previous one. If you remember, the first movie trailer really bragged about that. Sure, Psych has always had some sort of top tier guest talent, but I think it took away from the cast that we love so much. This time, that didn't happen. The movie was also good about giving everyone something to do and having their moment to shine. Juliet has always been so strong and independent. Seeing her take on the investigation alone, without the help of Shawn or even her former partner, was really great. McNabb was all slicked up, but as goofy as ever. Woody was used well in sequences that were entirely fitting to his character. Another star of the show was Cheap Vic's dog, Morrissey. The moment between Lassie and him, with Lassie going over how he felt like he was a failure and a nobody, was particularly powerful. I'd be open for more Morrissey in the future. I also really appreciate the approach to more adult-like humor. Some shows really take advantage of that more mature label through streaming networks that's restricted on cable television. Lassie Come Home definitely went up a scale, but didn't go over the top with the humor or cursing to make it feel out of place. The constant Shawn name drops, the mentioning of Pluto, and the constant banter between everyone was so good. Ironically enough though, my favorite line came from the one bad guy. Just the delivery of, "How many of you are there?" Just the way he said it just gets me every damn time. So for my least favorite part of this video, what I didn't like. Once again, this is all subjective. I've been a day one Psych watcher and will understand that some won't particularly like what I have to say. Before I get into that, please be aware that I did enjoy this movie. I did like the movie, okay? So don't get upset at me. For some reason, the Psych movies seem like they're allergic to showing off Shawn's abilities. I've heard some say that maybe it's because everyone knows he's a fake. I'm not really sure I believe that. I think the movie only showed his abilities maybe 3, 4, maybe 5 times. I'd love to really see that doubled, or even tripled. I was disappointed with the handling of Shawn and Juliet. Understandably, I get it, the two had broken up some time ago, but I do believe the last few seasons they were already separated. Not to mention, they still seem like they have great chemistry together. I believe in the movie they only had a handful of scenes together. It would have really been great to see the Schul's dynamic more front and center. Perhaps this was some sort of scheduling difficulties or some sort of production issue. I go back and forth on the plot. It's been pointed out in great detail how Psych has never really been plot driven. This in turn relies on the characters, which in my opinion is why the show is so beloved. People fall in love with the characters rather than unique or interesting plots. It's just that simple. Regardless, I still found the plot primarily the villains, and the entire scheme to be quite lacking. See, villains can be cool on their own, like a pure Despero, but they can also reveal a lot about our good guys, like the Yin and Yang episodes. The synopsis had mentioned details of it being Hitchcockian. I don't really feel like it had quite that feeling. This is coming from a huge Hitchcock fan. I still think if we are talking feature length, that the Yin and Yang series still hits every note of the Psych show while also delivering a compelling narrative. I'm adding this after the fact, but I also felt like, while not necessarily a negative, that the writing team missed an opportunity to address Shawn's reveal to Lassiter. The finale showed Lassie making the decision to not truly find out about Shawn, but Shawn never knew that. It would have been neat to see that played off in some way, whether it be for comedy or for an added element of emotion. Psych 2 Lassie Come Home is coming out at the right time. I said this in my previous review and I'll say it now. Things obviously suck so bad right now, and people need some sort of escape. Shawn and Gus, along with this amazingly talented cast, have been that for us fans for close to 2 decades. Man, that makes me feel old. As soon as that title sequence rolls, we know what we're in for. Fun, entertainment, and comfort. Psych does this better than most, and the movie, well, that's no different. My only ask is that Peacock TV finds the strength, or perhaps the money, to create a revival series. Just imagine an 8-episode series with a duo returning, while also protecting Gus's new baby. Just imagine the material. For now, I'll be happy with what we do have. So Tots, the movie's out. What do you guys think of the movie? What was your favorite part, or maybe even least favorite part? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you on the next video. Hey Tots, thanks for watching. Shout out to these amazing Tots: Mouse Pounder, Ilana September, and LaShawn Johnson for making sure this video is possible. Thanks to all those that support me on Patreon, and all you kind enough to watch right now. I'll see you all in the next video.